Debunking 50 toxic Dragon Ball debaters' lies. 1. There are infinite galaxies in the Dragon Ball universe. This is disproven by reading the original copies of the Daizenshuu guidebooks, which confirm 4 galaxies and 1 Kaio overseeing each of the 4. 2. Akira Toriyama didn't write the guidebook. Half-lie. Depending on the context, he did write a lot of the entries, but he did also draw and write the guide map, which states visually 4 galaxies. 3. Super Shenron scene in episode 41 of Dragon Ball Super proves there are more than 4 galaxies, disproven by the fact that Super Shenron appears between universes and not inside of any of them, and the galaxies are magic sparkle swirls that pop out of his body and also retract back into his body when he leaves. 4. The series never showed us only 4 galaxies before in any chapter. Incorrect. Goku scanned the entire universe for Beerus and Vegeta, showing us 4 galaxies and a newly forming 5th galaxy, Nebula, which might be where Beerus lives, which is then reconfirmed by Whis later, showing us a visual guide of the universe with 4 galaxies and a 5th nebula forming. 5. There is no time in Otherworld. Factually incorrect, as time was an integral part of the narrative of Dragon Ball in Otherworld, with Goku taking 6 months to run Snake Way and almost being too late on the return trip to save his friends from Vegeta and Nappa. 6. Otherworld doesn't just have no time, but it's beyond the concept of time because Goku said so when talking about Super Saiyan 3. That's a lie. Baba said that Goku's ki usage is linked to his time on Earth, and we found out that using Super Saiyan 3 is highly inefficient and uses too much ki. Goku burns out his time limit on Earth by transforming and using Super Saiyan 3 too much. In Otherworld, his usage of Super Saiyan 3 is not limited, but it is when he's on the Earth at that time. 7. No other media says there is time in Otherworld. Incorrect. Boo's Fury makes it clear that there is time in Otherworld, but that time doesn't ever run out. Otherworld is a transcendent spiritual conceptual realm. Incorrect. Its location is further into outer space, which is also shown in Boo's Fury to exist a few million light years above the mortal realm, and also shown when Cell blows up King Kai's world and reveals regular space in the background. 9. Otherworld is entirely a realm beyond time and space. Incorrect. Otherworld is lit up by just one large sun according to the Daizenshuu guidebook, and it's not a conceptual sun. 10. Otherworld is beyond the scope of physics. Incorrect. Goku learns that apples are 10 times heavier there than they are on Earth, and Goku has to use his momentum to carry himself and the hammer to cut off Gregory and Bubbles while training. 11. Otherworld is beyond the very idea of measurements and physicality. Untrue. The guide says the Otherworld is the same physically measured size of the normal mortal area of the universe, and it's orbited by the Kaioshin realm that is 1/10 the size of the entire universe. 12. Otherworld is a spiritual plane far beyond the idea of space and time, and scales to boundless. A lie. Beerus and Whis fly there in a straight line from their home in a distant nebula in outer space. 13. You can't apply science and physics to fiction. Incorrect. The Dragon Ball narrative is heavily reliant on gravity, scientific measurements of speed, lifting strength and heat, explosive yield, and much more. 14. Goku is faster than light as a kid because he outsped Tien's solar flare. Incorrect. Tien charged his solar flare for 31 seconds and enveloped himself in a ball of light, while Goku ran to get the sunglasses while everyone else was blinded. You can clearly see Goku already had those glasses before Tien even charged him. 15. Goku was light speed before he got to train with King Kai. Untrue. On his way back with a power level of 8,000, it took him 28 hours to run Snake Way, which is only 1 million kilometers long, roughly 21,000 miles per hour. 16. Goku was tired when he got back from Snake Way. That's why he took Nimbus. Incorrect. As soon as he got back, he stops at Korin's tower and takes a sensu beam and revives his ki back to full and proceeds to take Nimbus to the battle zone because Nimbus flies faster than Goku does with a power level of 8,000. 17. A power level required to destroy a planet is very low. If 138 can destroy the moon, then a few thousand is enough to wipe the Earth. Incorrect. The Earth is much more dense than the Moon, and gravity's binding from the core of the Earth is massively stronger than the Moon's, so the yield required to vaporize and overcome that gravity is immensely more intense for the Earth. 18. But Vegeta could blow up planet Arlia with a power level of 11,000. Incorrect. Arlia was a tiny moon planet, and also he targeted the core, burrowing into it and exploding it from the inside out, which caused the moon to be pulled in by the sudden gravity shift, which then detonated the planet. It wasn't Vegeta's blast that blew it up. The moon crashing into it is what caused the total destruction. 19. Super Saiyan 1 Goku was already universe tier, or at least multi-galaxy busting in power. Incorrect. Goku in a more mastered form of Super Saiyan 1 was crushed by an elephant that weighs 10,000 pounds and couldn't sustain the weight of force on his hand. 20. Broly destroyed the South Galaxy. Nope. Broly was shown later in a flashback to have destroyed many planets, one by one over the course of more than 30 years of his life. This movie also takes place in South Galaxy under a giant blue star. 21. Broly is easily multi-galaxy in durability. Incorrect. The combined force of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan plus Super Saiyan 1 Goten and Super Saiyan 1 Goku combined didn't even scratch Broly, and the sun broke his shield and vaporized him. Broly is less than star level in movie 10 and is much stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. 22. Broly isn't canon, so none of that matters in the main anime or manga. Incorrect. The power levels parallels into the other canons and is no different. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in movie 10's story is no different in power than his manga or anime counterpart during the Buu Saga. 23. Galaxies in Dragon Ball are massively larger than normal real-life galaxies. Incorrect. There's only 4 galaxies in the entire Dragon Ball universe, and they're about 10 light years wide at the most, because we're able to calculate the size with the episode of Popo's test flight with Bulma flying at 519 times light speed. Taking the time they flew and the ship's travel duration at 519 times light speed, you get 9.9 light years. So if you place planet Namek on the opposite side of the North Galaxy, that makes North Galaxy at best 9.9 light years wide. And if it's in any other galaxy, then Dragon Ball's universe is much, much smaller than 40 light years. That can't be. Of course, it says 200 billion stars are in the galaxy. Incorrect. That's a panel from the GIA, the Galactic Patrolman series, and it's questionable if this series is actually even intended to be canon to the main DBZ timeline. It can be argued that it's not. Nobody really knows. 25. But 200 billion stars means the galaxy would be 100,000 light years wide, like ours. Nope, that's terrible logic. There's no reason to assume all the stars are the largest they can be. They can easily be 200 billion stars in that galaxy, but all very small and very closely packed together in a 10 light year radius.
So smooth.
26. Jocko says there's countless galaxies. Incorrect. He was lying and on his vacation.
A week to recharge? I mean, this is supposed to be my vacation! And yet here I am once again getting dragged into helping Bulma and her...
Trying to get Bulma to leave him alone after he just destroyed a space monument, and his boss was going to yell at him if he goes back out into outer space. So he said this to get Bulma to stop bothering him and be dissuaded into leaving him alone. 27. Jocko wouldn't ever lie. Incorrect. The character lies in nearly every scene about something, and also moments later when Bulma fact-checks him, he admits the Galactic Patrol has no data on any other galaxy but the North Galaxy, and also has never been there, and doesn't know how to go to any other galaxy or the center of the universe.
I didn't expect you to take me in your little space hatchback. I just thought you'd take me as far as your headquarters, then I'd find some cruiser built for hyperspace or whatever.
Once again, as the name Galactic Patrol implies, we only cover this galaxy. Nobody at my work knows how to get there. It's just too far.
29. Surely there's trillions of stars and planets in the North Galaxy. Incorrect. Kaioshin says there's only 28 complex life worlds in the entire North Galaxy. 30. Super Saiyan 2 is immeasurably stronger than Super Saiyan 1. Incorrect. The official power levels exist. Super Saiyan 1 is times 50 base. Super Saiyan 2 is double the power level of Super Saiyan 1, and Super Saiyan 3 is 4 times the power level of Super Saiyan 2. 31. Goku's power level as Super Saiyan 1 was so high you can't count it. Incorrect. It was officially 150 million, and final form Frieza's was 120 million. 32. Goku amps his ki power level exponentially after fights and training over the years, so his base is stronger than Super Saiyan 1 eventually. Oh dear. No. Goku trained for 20 years of his life intensely and daily and went from a power level of 12 to 400 and then 400 to 8,000 with King Kai, so there's no logical reason to think that after this, he amps himself by millions and billions of times. This is one of the worst arguments ever. Goku at best gets around 7,600 added to his base form through 6 months of intense training, and the amps in the Namek Saga come from his excessive usage of Kaioken, which King Kai says strains his ki and body to dangerous levels, and Goku gambles each time he does it. 33. The Metal Coolers were all a power level of 10 billion or so you're wrong about the power levels. Nope, I'm right. The actual translation of the movie poster is Warriors of 10 billion power, and a reference to all 57 coolers combined, adding up to 10 billion, which is crazy accurate when they're just a bit stronger than Super Saiyan 1 Goku and Vegeta were at 150 million. 3 years later, it's logical to add about 25 million to that, and then say their Super Saiyan 1 power level is about 175 million. If you take all 57 coolers shown in this image, at 175 million, their power level equals exactly 10 billion. 4. The guide says the Otherworld is the same size as the mortal realm and it's infinite, so it's double infinite layers into other dimensions. Brain rot. The guide shows that one large sun illuminates the entire Otherworld, and if you take the largest star in our known universe, its light range radius lights up exactly 12 years of space, which is the exact same distance and radius of a galaxy in Dragon Ball. If you place the largest star in the middle of space and surround it with 4 galaxies that are about 10 light years wide each, it will illuminate all of them perfectly, and its lux value will deteriorate just after that 10 to 12 light year range. It adds up perfectly. Otherworld is only 40 light years wide at best. 35. Heaven in the Otherworld is infinite in size and the same size as the mortal realm. Incorrect. You can see Grand Kai's planet floating above it, and it's relatively large compared to the Heaven world in Otherworld, and Grand Kai's palace is really small. So small that you can see the palace from the outside of the planet. 36. Goku definitely amped himself by billions of times from the Namek Saga to the Buu Saga. Nope. Goku had 3,000 kili of power according to Babidi, and Yakan had only 800 kili. 1 kili is said in the V-Jump guide to equal a power level of 50,000, which means Yakan's power level was 10 million, and Goku's base during the Frieza Saga was 3 million. Goku required Super Saiyan 1 to handle Yakan, so his base was far below 10 million, which proves he did not amp himself exponentially. 37. Ship technology in the Dragon Ball universe flies through regular outer space. False. Akira Toriyama was a very, very large Star Wars fan, and likely copied and pasted the same hyperspace technology that they used in that fiction. 38. Super Saiyan 1 tier and Frieza's final form can easily punch planets into rubble. Nope. The guide said that 50% of final form Frieza's power was required to create a crack in Namek's surface that extended into the horizon. 100% of the physical force of Super Saiyan 1 Goku and Frieza's final form are nowhere near enough to wipe a planet into rubble. 39. Goku by Super Saiyan 1 is way faster than light, trillions of times even. Incorrect. A power level of 8,000 was clocked at 21,000 miles per hour. In a more dire situation needed for the max speed possible to save everyone, Super Saiyan 1 is just over 18,000 times the power level of Goku at 8,000. So power levels don't scale to double the speed, double the power level, but even if they did, that puts Goku at 400 million miles per hour, and that's close to 50% of light speed at best. 40. But the God tier in the Super Arc are definitely trillions of times light speed for sure. Incorrect. Vegeta takes the Dragon Radar from Bulma to go gather all the Dragon Balls for Beerus as fast as possible, and he takes hours to accomplish it. Even with God absorbed in his base form, he still took that long to do it. 41. But that means Super Saiyan 2 Goku would be light speed for sure if Super Saiyan 1 tops out at 400 million miles an hour. No, it doesn't. The faster you go, the more time dilated you are relative to everyone else, so their speed factors are a result of that and not going beyond light speed. Meaning it's a constant struggle to get to 90% light speed, then 90 90.001, then 90.002, and so on, and eventually they get to insanely long integer factors of 99.99998, and so on like that, and each small increase dilates themselves more than the opponent, and nobody ever reaches the speed of light. 42. Dispo's attack was super light speed mode. Incorrect. This is hyperbole and exaggeration, which is common in anime when regarding speed feats, saying they're light speed, when they're actually going about 100 miles an hour or something like that, or Mach, or whatever. It's not always literal. Dispo would kill everyone and requires infinite energy to hit light speed. Since he doesn't have infinite energy, nobody does. None of them can go light speed. 43. Goku was surely light speed during the Android saga. Incorrect. Goku demonstrates instant transmission to the crew, and they're all shocked that Goku can get to Roshi's island and back in a few seconds.
Check it out.
What? But those glasses are Master Roshi's!
Yeah, they are!
No! My glasses!
But that's impossible! Kame House is miles away from here, Goku! What's up?
Nobody should be impressed by this if they're all light speed and can circle the Earth 7 times per second, but all of them were shocked by this speed. 44. Quadrants are filled with lots of galaxies. Incorrect. During the Otherworld scenes, Goku is talking to King Kai, who says this:
Good to see you, sir.
Training hard, guys?
Yes, sir. Hey, I'd say you sure are famous here in the Otherworld, aren't you?
Well, just with people from the North Quadrant.
So, he's from where I'm from?
Sure, same galaxy, but he's about 2,000 years your senior.
5. Kid Buu is stronger than Buhan. Incorrect. Buhan says he's the strongest version. Goku says Super Saiyan 3 can't handle Super Buu, but that Super Saiyan 3 can absolutely destroy Kid Buu easily.
Get him. Don't you worry about me. You're a Super Saiyan 3. You should be able to generate more than enough power to destroy that monster.
Well, maybe I could have done it when I was fresh, but I let the fight drag on so you could have a shot. Huh? I should have done it! Darn it! Now I'm weak! I'll need time!
46. Akira has no ties to the Daizenshu. Incorrect. Here's a statement from him talking about the guide map. He revised 2 times just to make sure he got it right. 47. Elder Kai says Kid Buu is the strongest. Incorrect. The original Japanese translation says that Kid Buu's evil intent and evilness in general is the most intense of the Buus, and says nothing about his combat power.
やっと完成したわけだな。ということはじゃ、今のあの小さな魔人ブーは最初の一番厄介なやつだよ。はい。吸収によってパワーを減らせば手に入れたところがまた元に戻ってしまった。そんな感じ。やっと完成したわけだな。ということはじゃ、今のあの小さな魔人ブーは最初の一番厄介なやつだよ。はい。吸収によってパワーを減らせば手に入れたところがまた元に戻ってしまった。
48. Kid Buu is definitely the strongest Buu. Nope. He's just a bit stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta and less powerful than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. The official Japanese synopsis says he grows stronger with each absorption, and it's just his mental state that is affected by who he absorbs, either more or less dangerous. Kid Buu is the original regressive form and not evolved. 49. Pikkon bodied Cell, therefore Goku's way stronger than Cell in his Super Saiyan 1 form. Incorrect. As much as I love Pikkon, he's my favorite Dragon Ball character, he was fully powered up, and Cell was in his base, unpowered up form, and was sucker punched with a chop to the back of the neck, which is a super vital point that really did a lot of damage. 50. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is stronger than Mystic Gohan. False. The guide Daizenshu 4 says that Gohan was the strongest singular hero in his mystic form. Bonus 51. Super Saiyan 4 Goku scales to outer and can easily destroy universes. Incorrect. Super Saiyan 4 Goku couldn't hardly lift up this small street corner with a max power-up while trying to save everyone on that street corner. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of hateful comments below, but that's okay. Hopefully real Dragon Ball fans will like and subscribe and comment and ignore the hate. Goku would, so I must as well.